We knew we had to do something big at the end of year one, and we thought it would be fun to blow up Angel's offices for a couple of reasons. One, big explosion's always fun. Two, we really wanted to get him into new offices. We built a beautiful new hotel set for him year two.
Last Year Angel had this fantastically kind of dark, foreboding, underground cellar apartment with columns and this antique, rough furniture all around. And then the little sort of pokey office upstairs on the top of it. And then this amazing change from that year, blowing that up, and then I think at the director of photography's request, blowing that to smithereens so he would never be trapped in that little room again. And then going into the magnificent hotel. So Stuart Platt, our designer, has been amazing.
We ended season one with Angel, where the producers decided to create a large explosion that would effectively, eliminate Angel's building where he lived and worked. And so after that episode, the producers over the summer said, let's come up with a new place for Angel to live and work and base his operations out of. And what their idea was an old hotel, something that they could use to evoke the past of Los Angeles and some of Angel's history. And they asked us to come up with a design idea for a hotel, something kind of creepy and spooky, but not too dark because they didn't want something depressing. So after coming up with an approved design, we decided to make a model. And this is a model for Angel's new base of operations. It's a hotel that's called the Hyperion Hotel in our show. It's based off of many, many hotels and public buildings all around Los Angeles and the country. And what we have here is the interior of the hotel space. This is the large reception area. Here we've got the front doors of Angel's Hotel, which when we go to shoot anybody coming in and out of the front doors, we go to a location on Wilshire Boulevard, which is called the Los Altos Apartments. Once they enter into here, the whole world of Angel lives inside of this set. Now that you've seen this, why don't we take a look at the real space and see how it all came out. And here we are in the finished product, Angel's Hotel. Here's the elevators on the second floor that literally go to absolutely nowhere. And if you look over the balcony here, which is featured prominently in the episode Are You Now or Have You Ever Been, Angel was hung right from this beam up here and left dangling. The hotel patrons thinking they killed him off.
Go on, push him out!
This is the main reception area of the hotel, which is used usually about 10 minutes every episode when the gang gets together and talks about the case or does a little research. You come down this way, get a much better view of it. Here we are in the main reception area. Over here is the front entrance. These are recreations of the doors of the exact apartment building in Los Angeles that we use as the exterior. Over here is Angel's office. He has his own little office where he deals with people. Over here is Cordelia's desk, the reception desk that she sits at and does her typing or works on the computer, does research, and Wesley sits here. Sometimes Gunn's in here. Out here is the entrance to the garden. Angel's hotel has a garden that's not tended to often, but Angel kind of works out there sometimes and sits there and contemplates or meets with guests.
What is she doing?
They're talking, yes.
And it was very important for the producers that Angel have an exterior space to go to. So the garden is half covered with a ceiling and half open to sunlight. So when we're out here in the daytime, Angel can sit in here and talk with people and not be affected by the sunlight that would kill him as a vampire. And then through the back entrance there, cars can pull up. We can pull a car onto stage or a motorcycle onto stage. And people can get out of the car and come in this way and then enter the back door through the hotel.
We sell it to a theme park, we could get paid.
Okay, can I say it? I want to say it. Say what?
Here we have the way that Angel gets to the basement of his building. If he comes down this hallway here, there's a door that says authorized personnel only. Once you open that, we cut, and then we bring him into the other set, that's the basement set, and that's how he enters the subterranean world, the tunnels and the sewers, how he gets around Los Angeles during the daytime. Over here we have the elevators in Angel's lobby. These elevators were modeled after a building in downtown Los Angeles called the Fine Arts Building. Let's see. And what we do is, we actually have an elevator cab here that if Angel wants to sort of take a trip to one floor or the other, he gets in, pushes a fake button. Our special effects guys close the door. And he goes to another floor of the building.
Fucking use her like to hide out up here?
Please stop me, you're hurting me.
We're gonna do more than that if you don't start telling us everything.
We know about you, Miss. The name you registered under is a fake. We have proof.
Stuart did a brilliant job designing the hotel. The lobby is certainly the stunning centerpiece of it all. But what I was so impressed with was just how incredibly elegant and beautiful the upstairs hallways looked. Just little details like the light over the elevator and the elevator doors as they opened, the wallpaper that he chose, the carpet that he used. Stuart really created the thing that I was seeing in my head.
And here we are now on the third floor of the Hyperion Hotel where Angel lives. This is apartment number 312. Let's see, he's home. Who's home?
Darla?
You expecting her? Because I would really cut down on my legwork.
This is Angel's apartment upstairs in the third floor of the Hyperion Hotel. Our idea for this was that Angel lived in a larger apartment, more like a honeymoon suite of the hotel, so it's not really a one-room hotel room. The producers wanted Angel to have enough place to relax and get away from it all and sort of do a little pondering and a little brooding, a little research. So he lives here, obviously alone. Once in a while he has some guests, and every once in a while Cordy will come up here, or Wesley will come up here, or Gunn will come up here, and they'll have a little conversation. A couple scenes with he and Darla up here in this season. He's got a kitchen, which he doesn't use, because obviously he doesn't eat. He's got a refrigerator, which is not usually stocked with too much, except for whole blood, requisite for a vampire of any sort. What else he also has is filled with Art Deco furniture. The whole look of the apartment and the hotel itself is of the Art Deco period of Los Angeles. So a lot of our furnishings come from some of the better Art Deco stores all over Los Angeles. If it's a piece that we really like a lot, sometimes we'll buy it. Most of the stuff is rented throughout the season. We rent from some of the prop houses in Los Angeles. Some of the stuff we outright buy. Some of the pieces that are too beautiful and too specialized that can't be found for rent, we buy them and just use them until we're finished with them, and then they go into the vaults of Fox Television. This is Angel's bedroom here. He has a fairly commodious bedroom that offers him no view, because it was very important to them that Angel had very little interaction with the sunlight. So they decided to give him a bedroom in an apartment with almost no windows. He does have some French doors that lead out to a balcony, and when we do shoot the occasional scene where we see the balcony, what we'll do is we'll open those drapes and put a big photograph of the city of Los Angeles outside there, which is called a translight, that we light from behind. And it looks like Angel's up on the third or fourth floor overlooking the Los Angeles basin with all the city streets and nightlights. And just a few episodes ago, we did a whole episode where we created a rain outside of his balcony. And the camera came in through the rain, right into him standing in the rain on the balcony itself. As I said, sometimes we'll put a translight, which is a big photograph of the city of Los Angeles outside here. But what's really here is just the rest of our sets from the other stage. Here at Angel, we have 3 sound stages. We have on Paramount Lot, we have stages 5, 6, and 7. Stages 6 and 7 are taken up with what's called our permanent sets. Angel's Hotel is a permanent set, Angel's apartment is a permanent set, and we keep them in close proximity to each other so the crew doesn't have to move far from one set to the other when they're shooting, to maximize the time of the day that's spent actually working as opposed to moving. So right over there is Angel's hotel set.
You got a place to stay? You offering? Do I have to say it? Yeah. Okay, you're coming home with me. I hope you don't mind the couch.
All right, here we are at apartment 212. This is the apartment of Cordelia's character. Charisma Carpenter plays Cordelia on our show. If you'll notice, obviously this apartment was really built to be kind of like a typical Los Angeles style apartment, very Spanish in its trappings. The producers really wanted Cordy to have something that was very much a Los Angeles singles apartment.
An amazing apartment. I wish I lived here in real life. It's outstanding, isn't it?
Cordelia's apartment, which was built last year for episode 5, Room with a View. Cordy, if you remember in the episode, she was luckily able to find something through the help of Doyle, a fantastic apartment that she could afford only because it was haunted with the Phantom Dennis. And if you remember that episode right here, between this arch and this arch over here is where the wall was that was featured in that episode in the 1930s, where the mom bricked up her son, who was Dennis.
Mom, stop it.
Are you gonna leave now? Huh? Are you gonna marry that streetwalker now?
So during that episode, we had 3 or 4 different walls built. We had a solid wall here, and then during the flashbacks, we noted we had a wall built that was halfway built up with a big hole here with the mom bricking up the son, and then a wall built that was mostly built up where you just saw the son's face, and then another wall built that was all the way finished where the mom was plastering through. And then we took that whole wall out and we put a wall that the special effects department built, which was a wall out of latex rubber that was painted to match the exact wall color. The actor was able to stand behind there and portraying this and push his face through there to make the impression of a body trying to force its way out through the plaster walls. And eventually, the special effects department and our digital effects department created a big explosion where the wall blew apart and Phantom Dennis flew out and vanished the mom away. And then in the end of the episode, Cordy says, I'm going to live here, and I'm going to take out, first thing I'm going to do is take out this wall, and she uncovered the beautiful arch that was the original part of the architecture here. This brings us to our karaoke bar, which is a new big set for this season. It was conceived by our executive producers, Joss Whedon and David Greenwalt, as a place where Angel would go when he runs out of ideas for help, and he goes to talk to someone called the host, who helps him figure out just what's going on. Last year we had the Oracle Chamber, where he went to seek information from another dimension. This year we have our host, who is a part lounge lizard and part soothsayer.
I'm going to have a chat with Mr. Tall, Dark, and Rockin'. And meanwhile, Durthok the Child Eater's going to open up to y'all. He's searching for the Gorishan mage who stole his power, and he's feeling just a little bit country. So let's give him a hand.
It was really important for our executive producer, Joss. He wanted something that the audience would feel they were kind of in a really old-fashioned nightclub where Dean Martin might be performing. So it was really important for Joss that we had these nice curved walls. He wanted a lot of curves in here. He wanted us to bring in as many what he called radius surfaces as we can, as opposed to just corner angles. So we have a lot of curves here. We have some nice curves back here, and we were able to work in a lot of beautiful blue neon. And all of these areas, again, can slide out to get the camera crew in to shoot. Here at the Karaoke Bar, we have our traditional stage that you have in some theaters. And we were able to come up with some really great old footlights, old-fashioned footlights that are reminiscent from some of the old theaters that you find around Los Angeles or Las Vegas. And, of course, the ever-present karaoke machine, which every demon is able to come in and choose his song he wants to sing. And it's controlled off stage by our sound man. And we also have a screen that sits on stage here that's able to display all the lyrics for all the songs that the demons are singing. So it functions really just like a real karaoke bar, but it functions to our necessities.
What are you looking at?
Hey, easy, easy, children. I don't allow violence in my club. Angel's here for the same reason you are.
How's that?
2 enemies, 1 case, all coming together in a beautiful buddy movie kind of way.
They supposed to work together on this?
Stewart does an incredible job week after week when you consider the limited amount of time he has creating all of these worlds. Whenever characters move from one place to another, the demands on the set designer become enormous. A good case in point is the first episode when they go into the new world. Stewart had to create an entire medieval village, virtually out of nothing. We went to a ranch that had on it a standing set, very primitive, basically depicting a Mexican village. And in order to turn this into our medieval world, it all had to be refaced. Unbelievable amounts of material had to come in. Oxen, chickens, fire pots, strange outer-worldly instruments.
Strike quickly and true, Angel. Then we can eat.
In the episode The Trial, the set they used for the room that Angel and I get sucked into, where the valet comes out and sends Angel off on his mission to save me. That was my favorite room, the way they built the set. It was really just beautiful and really made you feel like you were in this other world, this other dimension.
So where have you two been?
My little Spike just killed himself a slayer.
When we were back in time, all of the streets in China, I mean, it was really just meticulously done and beautiful. The sets, actually, all of the detail on the show is just really amazing and makes my job so much easier.
The sets done by Stuart Black are really fantastic. They're really dynamic, and they really inspire us as actors to work on them and get lost in this world, if you will.
How did you get in?
Same way you did. Opened the portal with the book.
We seem to have misplaced it.
The portal or the book?
Both.
Every 8 days, we film a new show. So I wrote an episode where a physicist is going to stop time, and he built me a whole physicist stopping time lab. And 5 days later, he has to build a whole underground medical facility where this transplant medical clinic that's connected to Wolfram and Hart has body parts, and we have 16 glass tubes with body parts in them. He does a tremendous job. I'm always amazed week to week. I don't know how they do it.